Adding student value is an important part of making that relationship between teacher and student and letting the student know that the teacher cares for them and is going to support them and wants to see them grow throughout the school year and in their classroom. One way we at Havencroft add student value is by using school-wide gotchas. And it's just this little slip of paper that we as staff members can hand out to students to praise them for good things that we have seen them do. It includes our characteristics that we believe at Havencroft: helping others, always being responsible, working towards your best, keeping hands and feet to yourself, and showing respect. And so whenever a teacher or staff member sees a student doing one of these things, they will hand them a gotcha. Some teachers use gotchas in their classrooms to turn in for other prizes. The entire school collects gotchas every month for a drawing, and the person that wins this drawing gets a special prize from the principal and also gets recognition at our monthly Hawk Talk for doing such a great job showing these characteristics in our school. In my classroom, I use jewel jars along with the gotchas to add student value to my students. When I see them doing something positive like helping others or staying on task or doing what I've asked them to do the first time, I will give them a jewel. And each student has the individual jewel jar that they keep inside their desk to collect their jewels in. Here is a picture of the jewels, and these jewels I like to use rather than the gotchas is because I can stick them inside my pocket and they're small and easy to carry around throughout the day and hand out to students who I see doing something positive. I do take away jewels when I see someone doing something negative, not being respectful, or not listening or following directions, but I limit the number of times that I take jewels away and try to outweigh the positives with the negatives when I'm handing out jewels. Every Friday or every other Friday, we turn in jewels for jewel prizes, and they get to choose depending on how many jewels they have for these different prizes. No Shoe Day is one of their favorites, getting to go around barefoot in our classroom for the day. They also enjoy Free Center Day because they get to choose any center that we have in our classroom to do during our daily 5 time. Treasure box is another favorite where they get to pick out a game or a toy from a treasure box that I keep in our classroom. My favorite is eating lunch in the classroom with students who turn in 30 jewels because it gives me a chance to connect with those students or really talk to them one-on-one or one-on-two, depending on how many students I have eating lunch with me. Our counselor also has students eat lunch with her in lunch groups. She starts off the year making a point to eat with every student at Havencroft in small groups throughout the beginning of the year. She usually meets with 4 or 5 students and has lunch with them and gets to talk with them, connect with them, see what's going on in their lives and just make it a little bit more personable. Then after getting to eat lunch with every student at Havencroft, she then targets those needed students that need just a little bit more support or a little bit more adult help to then have lunch with them on a weekly basis to really connect with them and help them socially, emotionally, or in any other way that she can as our school counselor. Also in our classroom, we have our class marble jar, and this is a way for the entire class to work together to earn marbles to put into the marble jar for a class party. So if I see the entire class, doing what I've asked them to do the first time, or the entire class has stayed on task throughout an activity, or everyone's participated in something, they can earn a marble for the marble jar. And this helps build that teamwork in our classroom and that sense of community that I like to have in the classroom. So once they filled out the marble jar, they get to vote for a class party to have, such as pajama day, bring a stuffed animal to school, we've done popcorn in a movie, or even extra recess as one of their marble jar parties. Another way I believe in adding student value is through morning greetings. I'd make a point to stand at the door as students come in and tell them good morning and ask them about their weekend or their night and just see how things are in their lives outside of school. We then have a little morning song that we do during our calendar time first thing in the morning that helps to greet students and make everyone feel welcome. In the afternoon, I also like to add student value by giving them a goodbye and making sure that I am saying to everyone goodbye in the afternoon. Before they can leave the classroom, they either give me a high five, a hug, or a handshake as a way to just say goodbye and wish you well as you leave the classroom. Another important part that I believe in for adding student value is listening. This students, especially at the kindergarten level, like to talk a lot, and sometimes it's hard to listen, especially with all the pressure to get learning done in the classrooms. But I feel it's important to take that time to listen to what's on the student mind and what they want to tell you. If it's not a good time, I have to ask them to wait until later, but I make sure that I go back to that student and ask them what it was that they wanted to tell me or listen to what they wanted to say so that they are feeling loved and important and not pushed to the side. At the end of the year, I also give awards for each student for something that I have seen them grow in or go above and beyond in throughout the school year. Some of them are Mr. Manners, Listening Ear, Miss Caring, and so each individual student gets a different award to make them feel like I have seen what they have doing and I have appreciated all the hard work that they have put in throughout the school year. Final thoughts on adding student value. I just feel it's important to make that relationship and make that connection with students. It makes it easier for them to trust you and easier for them to learn from you and from their peers. Building that sense of community in the classroom helps the students feel like they're a part of something and that they're needed and they're wanted. And adding student value is very important to have a successful year in the classroom and also a successful future in their education.